On 13th of this month, Union Finance Minister presented the first detailed distribution of rupees 20 lakh crore package. The tranche comprises of about 15 different measures, and out of which 6 of them relate to MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. So, here is our detailed discussion on the 6 measures for MSME under the Atmanirbhar Bharat package. Hello friends, welcome you all to our break time session on MSME and Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme. Here we have the highlights relating to the MSME, the proposed 6 measures for the revival of the MSME sector. The first and foremost is the revision in the definition of MSME, followed by collateral-free loans, subordinated debt, fund of funds for equity infusion, disallowance of global tenders, and lastly, e-market linkage. I am sure plain reading of these measures will not give you any clarity on what is happening. So here is our detailed discussion to give you a better understanding of these measures relating to MSME. Let us start with the very basic meaning of MSME, micro, small and medium enterprises. Please note, enterprise here is a key word. It is a very important word. This can be any business concern, any industrial undertaking or any other establishment. I repeat once again, enterprise can be any business concern, any industrial undertaking or any other establishment. So it can be any partnership firm, HUF, companies, AOP, etc. So these business concerns should be engaged in the production or manufacture of goods or rendering of services, which means trading concerns are not coming under the view of this MSME. This is the definition of enterprise which is given under the MSME Act. So, enterprises can be any business concerns which are either engaged in the production of goods or engaged in rendering of services. These enterprises can be classified as micro, medium and small enterprises based on the investment in plant and machinery criteria. So, the earlier definition of MSME for classification will be based on the thresholds on investment in plant and machinery, and there is a segregation of manufacturing and service sector in the definition. However, in the current definition, these are the changes which is brought in. Apart from this investment criteria, there is another criteria which is introduced known as the turnover criteria. So it is now investment and turnover which determines whether an enterprise is a micro, small or a medium enterprise. You can also see there is an upward revision of investment limits for each of these classification. Earlier, we also had a segregation of manufacturing and service enterprises, but now both are treated equally. So these are the 3 changes in the definition of MSME. The first is that investments limits have been revised upwards. Additional criteria of turnover was introduced. The distinction between manufacturing and service sector has been eliminated. Also, the meaning of investment and turnover is yet to be notified by the government for this definition to be effective. The second is on the collateral-free loans. Before that, we need to understand if an enterprise is satisfying all these conditions, will it become an MSME automatically? No. It has to get the registration from MSME Act. So, an enterprise can apply for MSME registration through the national portal udyogaadhar.gov.in. This MSME registration will be very helpful for the enterprises and it gives them various benefits like several tax benefits, excise exemptions and so on. So let us move ahead with the second measure on collateral-free loans. Who is eligible for this collateral-free automatic loans? Existing MSME borrowers. But there are 2 rules. The outstanding of these MSME borrowers should not exceed rupees 25 crores and their turnover should not exceed rupees 100 crores. So, both these conditions should be satisfied for an MSME borrower to be eligible for this emergency credit. They can avail these loans from banks and NBFCs. What is the amount of this loan? Suppose say A Limited is a MSME borrower with an outstanding of rupees 1 crore as at Feb 29, 2020. So, the outstanding is seen as at Feb 29, 2020. And after that, because of this COVID, they were affected. So, they can additionally avail 20% of their outstanding, which is rupees 20 lakhs in this case. as an additional loan. For this loan, there will not be any requirement of additional collateral or a fresh collateral. This loan will be for a period of 4 years with a moratorium period of 1 year. Moratorium period would mean borrower is not obligated to pay interest or principal during this period. This scheme can be availed till October 31, 2020. What are the benefits to the borrowers here? There is no guarantee fee which is charged for these loans, and there is no additional or fresh collateral for these loans. There are some benefits to the banks and NBFCs, to the lenders also, which is nothing but all these loans will be given a 100% credit guarantee cover on the principal and interest part. So this is about the emergency credit without requirement of any additional collateral. So the third measure is on subordinated debt facility. Government has extended subordinated debt facility for the stressed MSMEs. So even if they are a non-performing asset, they can avail this facility. First, let us understand what is meant by a subordinated debt. Subordinated debt is a debt which is ranked after the other debts. Means that in case of liquidation of a company or a business, this debt will be paid only after meeting the claims of the secured creditors. This is like an unsecured credit which will be paid only if the secured creditors have been satisfied. So this scheme is for the companies which are stressed or even non-performing. They are eligible for this subordinated debt facility. How does this scheme work? So under this subordinated scheme for stressed MSMEs, promoters of the enterprises. So MSMEs are those enterprises which are engaged either in production or rendering of services. They will have promoters. These promoters will be given loans from their respective banks. These promoters, what they will do? They will in turn infuse the amount as equity in the units. So I repeat once again, under this subordinated scheme, the promoters of the enterprises will be given debt or loan by the banks, their respective banks. These promoters in turn will invest these amounts or infuse these amounts in the enterprises as equity. Government will also provide a contribution of 4,000 crores to CGT MSE, which is Credit Guarantee Trust Fund for Micro and Small Enterprises. Further, CGT MSE will provide partial credit guarantee support to the banks. So what is the purpose of this? As a result of this, NPA and stressed SMEs will immediately benefit because they are already in need of equity. The fourth measure is on fund of funds, which means a fund will be created with a corpus of rupees 10,000 crores initially, and this fund is going to be utilized by the micro, small and medium enterprises having AAA rating. So why is this rating so important? Because this AAA rating implies high credit worthiness. So these fund of funds is for high credit worthiness MSMEs. So first we have seen collateral free emergency loans for the existing MSME borrowers. Second is for the stressed and NPA MSMEs. Third is for the MSMEs with high credit worthiness who are in need of equity. So the benefit out of the scheme is that equity funding will be done to these MSME which are with growth potential and viability. So this will help the MSME to expand their size and capacity. So what is the amount of funding here? Up to 15% of the amount from the capital market that a MSME will raise. So these AAA MSMEs, if they are listed on stock exchanges, they will raise amount from the capital market. So 15% of the amount that is to be raised from the capital market will be contributed by the government through the fund as equity. So the amount will be contributed from the fund itself, and this will be in the form of equity. The fifth measure is on disallowance of global tenders. So for government procurements, there will be tenders for procurements. These tenders will not be now open for foreign companies. Only Indian companies can access these tenders in case of projects up to rupees 200 crores, which means that if a government procurement project is for like 100 crores, then the tenders for these government procurement projects will not be coming from the foreign companies. No foreign companies can now access or can now have tenders for these government procurements. Only Indian companies will have access to these projects. The purpose of this is to take a step towards self-reliant India and for boosting the Indian MSMEs. The benefits will be very high because Indian MSMEs and other companies have already faced unfair competition from the foreign companies. So this will now help the MSMEs to get the government tenders and benefit from that. The last measure is on e-market linkage. E-market would mean online market facilities. So why is online market facilities so important for these MSMEs? They benefit from the trade fairs and exhibitions usually. But because of this COVID, these trade fairs and exhibitions are not there. So these online market facilities are promoted as a replacement to these trade fairs and exhibitions which are not there due to this COVID. This will help the MSMEs increase their businesses, and also there are measures for clearing the receivables of MSMEs within the next 45 days.
So we here come to the end of our break time. Please post your comments in the comment box below or get in touch with me for any other doubts. Hoping to see you all soon in the next session. Thank you all for your patient listening. Thank you and bye from Radha.